have Member Johnson from Lanai.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Thank you, everybody, for coming and giving a great presentation. I only have 5 minutes and a lot of questions, so if I hear the answer, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just going to keep on going. So the first question is about Waiakuli in specific, but I know there might be other areas that has cesspools, but Waiakuli has a lot of cesspools. Does that create new challenges or more difficulties when it comes to all the things you're describing, the 4-inch or the 6-inch grading up to a 12-inch grade, putting those large machineries on the property due to the cesspools cause any problems for you guys?
Yeah, this is Corey from the Army Corps. Certainly they can from an operational perspective. So if those can be identified on the right of entry for the map, that makes it simpler for the process. Over.
Okay, thank you. How about the, Lahaina was very historic, and I know you mentioned you were speaking with Ship, the historical district. Does that cause creating any issues that you guys haven't come across before when dealing with a big disaster like this?
Sorry about that. So first and foremost, yes, we are hiring archaeologists to perform 100% cultural surveys for every parcel that's been impacted. That's unprecedented. We have never had to do that. So that is going to occur prior to any phase 2 activities. All of those results will be available as appropriate for the community. There's also, in general, I'm looking at a slower process to go through that because we will also have 100% cultural monitoring for every parcel. So as we go through anything that's identified, we may have a pause. It may get to the point where we will not be able to complete our work as defined in our scope on that parcel, and then the property owner could opt out at that point. And I want to make that clear that at any time during our debris removal operations, the parcel owner can opt out of the program.
At any given time? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So luckily we haven't had any big storms hit West Maui yet, but over a long period of time, there's going to be some storms, some weather effects. Can you speak on how the weather affects the removal process?
We will anticipate some weather delays. Good news is most, if not all, of the debris removal will occur under wet methods, so we will already be wetting the material. So in that sense, light rains help the community because of the toxic nature of the dust that's out there. So we will build into our program, there will be safety stand downs based upon weather events. So we will work around those.
Thank you. So there was, unfortunately, wildfires is not a new thing. Like we've spoke with a lot of different communities, the campfires, the paradise fires, et cetera, et cetera. All of the experienced municipalities, they were mentioning that during the cleanup process, a lot of the county roads and infrastructure gets beat up and damaged because of that. The heavy machinery on residential roads. I can only imagine what that does over this huge operation. Is there going to be funds to reimburse the county if a lot of our roads get damaged?
So there are funds through the Federal Highway Administration under, I don't know if they will apply to state roads or not, but I don't know if you have a...
Yeah, I can speak a bit to that because I'm familiar with the example you're citing in Paradise. So Paradise's road repair was funded by a combination of federal highways and FEMA public assistance funding. And they may have shared the crucial element to that was their pre-work documentation, including laser surveys of their road network to evidence to federal funders what the current or, actual condition of the road network is, so they could document damage directly resulting from debris removal. So I can't speak for FEMA or FHWA on if those same funding streams will be available, but that's how it's worked in the past.
Okay, so the pre-work needs to be done. Ms. Wade, or anybody out there know if the county's done any, or actually Director Jordan Molina is here. So is there any pre-work done to our roads before before they start removing?
This is Jordan, Director of Public Works. Yeah, that damage assessment work is ongoing at this time.
Okay, thank you for that. The right of entry permit. I know the mayor spoke on creating a new division within. Okay, I'll save that question.
Can we save that for the next round?
Thank you, Chair.
Johnson, okay. Good question.